Here is an alternative way to listen to Good Kid, M.A.A.d City by Kendrick Lamar. The original tracklist's chronology can be a little bit confusing sometimes, so let's put them in an order to where it makes a little bit more sense. We start this alternative tracklist off with in the skit at the end, K.Dot's friends pick him up, tell him to hop in the car and bring his hottest freestyles. This transitions into the next track,
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind or die from less shout.
where K.Dot and his friends are kicking it in the car, having fun, and dropping set freestyle. Which leads perfectly into where them hanging out quickly escalates into unruly behavior as well as robbing a house and barely escaping from the police. Now, it is explained that K.Dot isn't usually like this, but he feels compelled to do the same thing as his friends because he's with the homies. The skit at the end has them figuring out an alibi, as well as talking about how they're gonna drop off Kendrick at his mama's house to pick up his mom's van to go to Shireen. That brings us all the way to the skit on the last song of the album, where K.Dot yells out to his mom that he's taking the car and he'll be right back in 15 minutes. Now this leads us to
I met her at this house party on El Segundo in Central. She had the credentials of strippers in Atlanta.
where we are given more insight on how Kendrick met Shireen, as he is now on the way to her house to get it on. As he arrives, he's approached by two men in black hoodies, and as this happens, he hears his phone ring, as we then get a voicemail from his mother, asking him where he is and that she just wants her car back. We then move on to where the skit picks up right where we left off, with the two men approaching K.Dot, asking him where he's from, where his mama lives, who he's with, and they end up telling him to get out the car or they will drag him out of it. Next up we have here we get a glimpse of where K.Dot's mind is at following this altercation, as he's just trying to be a good kid but he keeps finding himself in these gang related situations. This also gets echoed in M.A.A.d City with the lyrics, "Man down, where you from? Fuck who you know, where you from?" and him recalling his turbulent and traumatic life growing up in Compton. Which brings us to the end skit, where we find out that the men who approached K.Dot also beat him up. We then get to
Money trees is the perfect place for shade, and that's just how I feel.
where we again get a voicemail from his mother, probably a few hours after he got beat up, asking him to bring the car back because she now missed an appointment and she had to reschedule it. Then on to
Are you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch.
here K.Dot is drinking the pain away with his friends, even though he has a family history of alcohol abuse. His friends are plotting revenge, and it is then revealed that it was Shireen that set him up. So if she was there, then she could get it too. Driving to the area, they get into a shootout with the guys, as it turns horribly, as one of his friends, Dave, gets shot and ends up dying. This story continues in
Promise that you will sing about me.
where it becomes apparent that they now find themselves in a cycle of hatred and revenge, as they now want revenge for Dave's death. But they are stopped by an elderly woman when she sees a gun in one of their hands. She ends up helping them let God into their lives, help deal with their trauma, and to live better lives despite of where they grow up and what they've been going through. Then on to the final track, which is
I'm really real.
here Kendrick realizes he's real, and he is more than these stereotypes that come with growing up in a place like Compton. It ends with one final voicemail from his parents, where we hear his dad telling him he's sorry about what happened to his friend, and giving him some real solid advice on family and responsibilities. Then finally we hear his mom telling him that she's heard that Kendrick and his friends let God into their lives, and how Top Dog called as she tells him to take his music career seriously and to use his platform to educate and be a positive role model for the kids that grow up in the same areas. Now we could end it there, but if we use Compton's song part, it beautifully concludes the whole story as we see Kendrick, who is now free from the chains that held him back growing up in Compton. And there you have it, the more chronological version of Good Kid, M.A.A.d City. Let me know down in the comments below if this made more sense. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out the main podcast where we cover an album track by track every single week. We have covered Good Kid, M.A.A.d City before, so go check that out. Leave a like and press that beautiful subscribe button. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for daily posts and updates. Now, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on Friday.